I swear that history is repeating itself at this point. Like, exactly 1 year ago, I made a video on that year's Minecraft Live because I couldn't film a video with a friend. And the exact same thing is happening today. This was originally going to be me and another friend of mine playing Terraria, but our world kept on getting deleted because I guess God didn't want to see how shite we were, so yeah. Let's talk about this year's announced Minecraft update, this time themed around the wilderness of the game. Now, the main attraction of the announcement was the new swamps akin to that one biome robe. And just as we saw in that video, they've added a new wood, Mangrove. I think the tree definitely makes an improvement to the swamp with the roots and all that, but the wood itself is definitely going to be changed. I feel like I don't have too much of an issue with it looking like jungle. I mean, that could probably look nice with jungle wood if you made the build, but I'm pretty sure everyone hates jungle wood, so I'd change it if I were them. The way that the mangrove grows underwater doesn't impress me at all. Some people have theorized that the propagules of the tree, like the saplings, may drop from the trees and plant themselves because that's how they apparently work in real life, but like, I can't think of how they could implement that. Like, weren't they just, if they were to fall from the tree, wouldn't they just be planted underneath the tree, which would stop them from growing? And I don't think there'd even be any like dirt underneath because it would just fall on all those roots. I mean, you'd have to like be some sort of entity that finds a spot automatically, but I think that would just look a bit stupid. I mean, I'm just satisfied that they're just adding a tree, to be honest. That visual touch-up is enough for me, thank you. Although I do think if they're gonna be revamping the swamp, they better take a look at the witch hut. Like, that better be updated with the swamp because of the new wood. With regards to the mud, I like how you can just make it by just wetting dirt. The block itself isn't really interesting, like it's just mud in it. Well, I say that, but it's the renewable clay is probably going to be a game changer. I remember my sister trying to make a brick house, and I think she just gave up because she couldn't find enough clay. I'm probably not going to use the renewable clay myself personally because the lush caves, like that looks like a house worth of clay to me. A mill. But I like the thought process behind this with the dripstones and all that. I think that's unique and neat, like incorporating the last update stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a boat with chest. That's what it says on the tin. Yeah. Alright, first things first, look at the frogs compared to that in the biome though. Like, how did they deviate from that so much? Because I love the change. Like, for some reason, I think the frogs being orange fits in well with Minecraft. Probably because, like, Minecraft's sort of a fantasy game, so that makes sense that the frogs are a unique colour. I also like how there's variants, including the Wednesday frog, that, like, you know that's going to be a resource pack. You also know that this is going to be the next axolotl, definitely. People will be like, oh, protect the boy, and then cook him in 34 ways or something, like the fucking French do. I think I literally said out loud, oh my god, when I saw this thing, like, Jesus Christ. Like, MatPat is going to come when he sees this shit, holy hell. You know this thing is gonna be worth the delay just looking at this. Really, my favourite thing about the new Deep Dark is this drone-like music that plays during the clip. Like, I've grown a massive soft spot for creepy ambient pieces, so I hope that's going to be in the game because I love that sound design. I can also see some modern opportunities here, like that window-like thing looks like a boss arena to me. They could easily put like some sort of massive warden in there, or like a frog or axolotl, I don't know. As for what loot could actually be inside this thing, I genuinely have no clue whatsoever as to what that might be. I actually think the skull blocks themselves can have some interesting lore implications. I mean, I feel like Mojang are basically confirming that XP and souls are basically the same thing because of the, like, all the particles and stuff and the sculk catalyst. I mean, I know XP comes from a lot of places that aren't dead animals, but I mean, I feel like this is clear evidence to me. Speaking of the sculk catalyst, I think I've already seen it being incorporated into a XP farm that stores all the sculk blocks, so yeah, that's nice. As for the Shrieker, I don't know exactly if this is the case, but I think these are what spawned the Warden with all that screaming of theirs. Now in the video it looked like just breaking the thing would be the best idea because it just sets off another one, and I think that gave me an idea. What if there was a way to just silently disarm the Shrieker by like cover it with wool or maybe a special item like a blanket of some kind? I mean, I don't think a blanket cancels out noise, but you get what I mean. It's made of wool. I think that's not a bad idea. Like, that would help avoid the Deep Dark becoming really annoying with its stealth, but also still encourages stealth because you have to be quiet while disarming and finding the Shriekers. Yeah, that's a pretty decent idea. Also, that scream is going to be replaced by that Jeb scream. You just wait. Right, the Warden itself, I mean, this thing was scary enough last year, but with the new Deep Dark, Minecraft is basically a full-on dead-ass horror game now. I'm pretty sure they said that the kids should look away because they won't like it. Like, I know today's children probably don't feel fear at all since they're watching Tosh like this, but Jesus Christ. What? I don't think it's every day that you hear like Minecraft developers say that children will be scared of their game. Like, the game's scary enough as it is, I feel like, with all those ambient cave sounds. Anyways, back to the Warden, and it's been confirmed that it's gonna have at least 500 health, which is the most, I think, ever in Java Edition at least, so good luck killing it. They're also going to try and figure out how to prevent people from just pillaring up. I was going to say that they should give them a conditional ranged attack, but then the player could just build a wall behind them to keep them from falling off. So a much more interesting idea is that one tweet saying that the Warden should just vibrate you off, which I'm sure sounds great out of context. Sure, they'll figure out something in the end. I mean, they're smart, probably smarter than me. I'm pretty sure they've also said that the Warden might have a drop. My best guess is that if that were to be the case, it's probably a pointless trophy, like a Warden head or something that doesn't do anything except exist. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it just straight up doesn't have a drop in the end, since that would make people want to kill this thing. I think we all know for a solid fact though that it's not going to drop anything useful for obvious reasons. And last of all, I just want to say that this year's mob vote was way better than last time. I know that we all know that the LA was going to win, but I think all three of the mobs would have been great additions. I mean, I'll admit it, I voted for the Glare, even though I knew that it was going to get eliminated immediately. It was mainly because I thought it fitted into the game best, and it could have also had been the potential to be a dynamic light source, but alas, I'm sure the LA will be a good addition to the game. And it's probably going to have some weird lore implications as well, because it looks like a Vex. And that's it. That was everything in the Minecraft Live event that was noteworthy, other than some Minecraft dungeon stuff and, you know, some Caves and Cliffs Part 2 stuff. So, yeah. Now, my first thought of it was just, wait, is that it? And then again, I completely understand why this may be a smaller update, because, you know, they had to chop the last update in half, it was so large. And even so, like, just the Deep Dark, Revamped Swamp, possibly Birch and the LA, I'd say that's probably a decent sized update. But still, I and probably a lot of other people are hoping that this is just the tip of the iceberg, as it is with most Minecraft updates. Look at the announced features on the Nether update compared to all those we got. There's also the fact that it seems like the wild update was in very early development. Like, we only got concept art of the birch forest and some small miscellaneous small additions shown. So I'm definitely expecting this thing to grow during development. Now I and the majority of other people, I think, are thinking that there's going to be one other biome that wasn't shown that's going to get reworked. There's a lot of candidates for what this may be, like the other biome roads, like the Badlands, Savannah. I personally think that if there were to be a third biome tweak, it's probably going to be the forest. I mean, maybe an almost classic biome at this point, but I feel like every other biome deserves a much larger update. And some don't really fit into the theme of the wilderness, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't describe the Badlands or desert as wilderness. I mean, maybe that's just my opinion, it probably is. Also, I think some people said that the forest can be seen in that one concept art piece, so I might rest my case. I mean, even if there was just a simple generation touch up in the forest, like nothing new or anything, that's a good enough job for me, man. I'm easy man to impress when it comes to Minecraft updates. Especially the modern ones. Like, I think it's just been getting better and better. But still, as I said earlier, there's the risk of the update becoming delayed because it gets so large. I mean, if they start focusing on development after Case and Cliffs Part 2, which will probably be like next year, and like that'd give them like about 3 months, I think, if they're planning on releasing it in March. So, yeah, they might push it back to April 2022. I mean, that's my prediction. Although, as of now, I'm getting quite close to polishing up Case and Cliffs Part 2. Like, I think they said it in the video, but I'm just assuming that they're going to get it done in Christmas. I don't really want to rush Mojang, even though I'm just a fucking child on the internet. So now is the section of the video where I'm gonna be just guessing what 1.20 is going to be. And I think as much as we all want it, I don't think we're gonna get the end update in a good while. Like 1.20 may sound like an appropriate place to put it, since like I'd say 20 is a nice number, but I know the end update is a very low priority to Mojang. So what do I think the next update will be? Well, I think it can either go two ways. The first option is the combat update. If you don't know, a while ago Jeb made some test builds for a new combat system. It hasn't been touched in over a year, but I just assume now it's because of Caves and Cliffs. Now, I originally thought that 1.19 would return to this, but that wasn't the case. So I don't think it's too far of a stretch to say that 1.20 will be that update, since the new combat is probably a much higher priority than an end update. I'd also say that they could easily rope magic into this, since I'd say that ties into the theme pretty nicely. Maybe they could do an enchanting rework, like, who knows. The second option, I think, is a hot biome update. I think it's well known that all of the hot biomes, like the desert, savannah, badlands, and kind of the jungle, all need a nice touch up. Like, they could add all kinds of stuff to the biomes, like all the biome rope features. Thinking they could add a new savannah mob on top, like a gazelle, a lion, or probably an elephant. Like, an elephant seems like a good contender, like they're endangered. I think it's no secret that Mojang like spreading awareness of endangered species. The jungle could get some more mobs as well. I mean, like, they gotta at least try to mimic the amount of stuff that's in the actual jungle in real life. They could also finally upgrade the jungle pyramids, as that's the thing everyone's asking for, I think. I mean, this hot biome update, in theory, I think has great potential, but I don't know, I'm a 16-year-old screaming at 12 people via a stupid voice memo. I mean, everything I say here is probably not going to be the next update at all. I cannot predict the future. Alright, the Minecraft section is over, so in other news, T-Mod 1.4, now it's a working alpha. Am I going to film a Terraria video using it? Probably not. I mean, I've heard it's quite stable, but one, it's still an alpha, so it probably is going to have a lot of kinks. Two, there aren't really a lot of interesting mods, in my opinion, that are available on the alpha. Like, a lot of the mods that do interest me are probably going to be updating when a full release is out. And 3, waiting for a stable build of Tmod 1.4 is probably the most sensible thing to do at this point. Like, I feel like that's what they'd want me to do. Also, surprise Terraria crossover with Don't Starve. These 2 tweets have really shaken the These 2 tweets have really shaken the Terraria community. I mean, even myself. I actually brought Don't Starve together after hearing the news because everyone was saying how good it is in the comments. That might actually be my next video, to be fair, so look forward to seeing me fucking starve to death. Thanks for making it this far, I guess. I know I said that I wanted to stray from gaming, but I've just given up on trying to do one type of video like commentary, because coming up with video ideas is actually really hard, especially with a bunch of other stuff happening in your life. So I'll just ignore what I said in my campfire video and just do whatever comes into my mind at this point. I mean, I'm desperate. Subscribe to see whatever that may be. It might be, I don't know, something that might interest you. Yeah, see you then. Cheers.